everyone. Just wanted to hop on and share a recent blog post I wrote. It's titled I Failed and It Sucks, and it's about something I failed at the past couple weeks. So I've been noticing that just with colleagues and on Twitter, the big thing right now is talking about your failures. And I feel like we still don't share about our failures enough, and then how we felt as we failed. So honestly, I haven't had like a huge failure in education that like sent me into anger and frustration, to the point of wanting to give up until this past week. So I've been reading the book Teach Better by 4 amazing educators, Ray Hewart, Tiffany Ott, Jeff Gargas, and Chad Ostrowski. And I really like the book because you can hear their 4 separate stories, and they have some really applicable steps and ideas you can take back to your classroom. So if you haven't gotten it, go get it. I'm also doing a book study with a group of educators, and chapter 2 is tonight on Zoom. So if you want to join us tonight or a different Sunday, just let me know. But anyways, I really like this book because they all share about a failure or like a moment of realization that they had. And something that Chad Ostrowski talks about is the grid method. And I've reached out to him, and he's super helpful with wanting to help and give any tips and connecting me with people. And so as I thought about the grid method, I wanted to do something similar but on a kindergarten version. Anyone that's taught kindergarten knows kindergarten is just it's a different world, and if you haven't taught it, you just don't know. And so I didn't want to go back to teaching math stations because I feel like as a teacher, they eventually turn into just busy work, and that's not really, I don't use them in a way that I should, so I don't want to go down that road. But I do want to improve my math instruction because I feel like I have a wide variety of needs in my room, and so I feel like I need to find a way to better serve all of my students. So this idea of using not the exact grid method, but something similar, just came into my head. And so I was thinking, we use a learning management system called Canvas, and in Canvas you can make modules. So if you think about a module as a path that each student works through independently on some type of technology platform. And my kids use iPads, so it's very easy for them to click through these modules and go through different videos or instructions or practice. And so I also created a piece of paper that helps track what modules they are on, when they check in with me. And so my whole vision was that like during this time they'd be working in modules, I would have 30 to 45 minutes of working with small groups or working with students independently, and there would be like a beautiful buzz of learning and working and enjoyment. But really it's been quite the opposite. And I just noticed that the Colts game is on, so feel free to ignore what I'm saying and just watch the Colts game. But it's super cold in my house, so I'm enjoying the fire and sharing about my failure. So anyways, the quite opposite is happening. It's taking some time for my kids to just learn how to get on the module, how to turn in their work on Canvas, how to check in, how to follow my video directions, who to go to for questions. And we're still in this stage of like figuring out how all of that works. So for the last 2 weeks, I've had a line of at least 10 students at all times during my math block, ready to check in, asking me where to click, how to submit their work. It's been exhausting and frustrating. I'm not frustrated with my kids, my students, but I'm more frustrated that I spent all this time creating these modules and it's not working how I planned. So I was able to work with a few students on their specific needs, but not even close to how many students I wanted to meet with. So as I've been processing through these past 2 weeks, I'm realizing that I may just need to give this more time. My students are 5 and 6. They're clearly showing me that they need more guidance from me. I also did a really quick informal check-in on Thursday, and I said, like, give me a thumbs up if you love it, thumbs in the middle if it's okay, or thumbs down if you just absolutely do not like it. About half my class were like thumbs up, thumbs here, and then the other half were down. So to me, I'm thinking, I'm also a pessimist person. I think I just always go to the bad. But I was thinking, like, I thought all my kids would love this. I mean, there's YouTube videos, there's videos of me, there's times where they have to go do something, they have to go play a game, but they're not all loving it. So this may not seem like a huge failure to you, but as I was I was hoping this would solve all my problems. When it turns 2 o'clock in my room, and in most kindergarten rooms, the kids are done for the day, and that's when we have our math instruction. Now, I do embed math throughout my day, so it's not like we do nothing after 2 o'clock, but it's a rough time. You really have to find what works for your class and be really strategic and, what's the word? Anyways, you just really have to put some thought into your lessons for that time of day. And so I was sure this would push and challenge my students that needed a little bit more. And I was certain like I could go help other kindergarten teachers implement this, but it hasn't. A quote that I found that I really, really like when I was writing this blog post is called, "It's not failure that defeats us, it's the fear of failure." So it's not the failure that has defeated me, it's the fear of this not working. If it ends up not working, it just means I'm back to the drawing board, I'm back to square one, which isn't a huge deal, but I mean, this took a lot of time to create. I put a lot of thought into it, and it's just not turning out how I hoped. So, I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm not sure if I need to move on from these modules or if I need to give it some more time. But whatever the answer is, I'm still searching for it. I'm still trying to figure out how I can best serve all of my students during my math block. And I came to the conclusion, if that's what I'm left figuring out, then that's what most teachers do day in and out. They just try to do what's best for their kids. So I don't feel like that's a huge or a bad place to be. This is just a small moment in time that's a part of my bigger successes and my future success in figuring out what works best for me and my students. So my question to you is, what do you need to try and change to best serve all your students? You will most likely fail, just like I'm doing right now. But it's a good reminder that when you keep trying and you keep trying, and you fail, as you keep failing, your students and you will be better for it.